Welcome to Hollywood Bulletin, where we uncover the real stories behind music legends, and this one's about friendship, fame, betrayal, and silence louder than any harmony. In 1953, two boys met at a school talent show in Queens. By 1970, they were the biggest musical duo in the world. Then one of them said something unforgivable, not about music or money, but something personal that fractured their bond forever. For a decade, they sang in perfect harmony on stage while refusing to speak backstage. One secretly recorded 30 solo songs behind the other's back, while the other erased vocals without warning. In 2015, one called the other a monster in an interview, and they didn't speak again for 9 years. This is the rise and ruin of Simon and Garfunkel. Paul Simon was born in Newark, New Jersey in 1941 to Hungarian Jewish parents, raised in a home filled with music and books. His father, a college professor by day and bassist by night, shaped Paul's view of music as identity and performance. The family's move to Queens in 1945 exposed Paul to a rich world of music and culture. At 11, he saw Art Garfunkel perform solo at a school talent show, and from that moment, Paul knew he wanted to sing and impress girls. Their voices blended beautifully, and by high school, they had a doo-wop group called the Peptones. At just 15, under the names Tom and Jerry, they recorded Hey Schoolgirl, which hit number 49 on the charts and sold over 100,000 copies. But from the beginning, Paul was quietly building a solo career, recording over 30 songs under pseudonyms, like Jerry Landis and True Taylor, often without Art's knowledge. Art would later say that this betrayal broke his trust permanently. Even as their early success faded, Paul's solo ventures continued. His 1962 hits like Motorcycle and The Lone Teen Ranger under different aliases made clear he didn't need Art to succeed. By 1963, out of desperation, they reunited for one more shot. A single edition singing The Sound of Silence impressed Columbia producer Tom Wilson, but their first album flopped. Paul retreated to England and recorded solo again. Then, fate struck. Wilson remixed The Sound of Silence with electric instruments without telling them, and the new version went to number 1 in January 1966. They quickly regrouped, recording Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, with Paul now in full creative control. Art became the voice. Paul became the brain. Their fame exploded when The Graduate used their music and catapulted Mrs. Robinson into the charts. Yet, beneath the acclaim, envy and imbalance brewed. Art, taller and more photogenic, received more applause despite Paul writing the songs. When Art accepted a film role in Catch-22 and disappeared for months, Paul stewed in silence. Paul wrote alone, and when they reunited for Bridge Over Troubled Water, the title song was sung solo by Art, leaving Paul backstage while audiences gave standing ovations. That wound never healed. After they split in 1970, Paul's solo career surged. Mother and Child Reunion and Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard showed his versatility. Hits like Kodachrome, Loves Me Like a Rock, and 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover kept him on top. He even briefly reunited with Art for My Little Town, but fame took a toll. Paul's short, intense marriage to Carrie Fisher ended in emotional exhaustion, and he poured the heartbreak into his introspective album Hearts and Bones. Then came Graceland, his most famous and most controversial album recorded in apartheid South Africa despite a uni boycott. Though he paid musicians fairly, critics accused him of cultural appropriation. Artists like Los Lobos claimed Paul stole music without credit. He denied it, but the accusations never faded. His relationship with Garfunkel remained strained. A 1981 reunion concert in Central Park drew over 500,000 people, yet their personal divide deepened. They stopped speaking during their 1982 tour. Paul even erased Art's vocals from their planned album, releasing it solo as Hearts and Bones. In 2010, a reunion tour was canceled when Art lost his voice. Paul suspected Art hadn't been honest about the severity, and trust evaporated. In 2015, Art lashed out in an interview, calling Paul a jerk and a monster, saying he only befriended him out of pity for his short stature. Paul stayed silent until 2016 when he confirmed they didn't get along. No warmth, no nostalgia. From 2015 to 2024, they didn't speak. Not a word. Only by chance, when Art bumped into Paul's son in their apartment building, did they reconnect. By then, Paul was struggling. He had lost nearly all hearing in his left ear, possibly from COVID complications. He released 7 Psalms in 2023, a quiet, acoustic farewell. He admitted he could no longer perform You Can Call Me Al. A lifetime built on music now ended in silence. And that silence between Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, once schoolboys. Singing in harmony became louder than any song they ever wrote. If this emotional story resonated with you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the real stories behind the legends of music and fame.